She is the dance instructor who millions watched every week on Dance Moms. Not only is Abby Lee Miller returning to reality TV, but she's also teaming up with Katarinas Club to help feed and house underserved communities. Please welcome back to the show, Abby Lee Miller.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Abby. Abby, we have to settle something. There's some drama that I like to say started brewing late last week. You recently revealed that you messaged fellow reality star Todd Chrisley before he went to prison. And now his daughter, Lindsie, is calling you out on your public comments. Let's listen to what she said on her podcast, and then I'm going to give you the floor.
She aired what she claimed was private communications with my dad, and I feel like it's inappropriate, unethical, and frankly, just a betrayal. She has a project coming out, wanted to use the downfall of someone else to gain press for her project, and I can confidently assure you that there is no concern about towels or soap regarding my dad. I would like to encourage her to spend her time giving back to the community and stop spewing the nonsense that just makes her truly look uneducated and thirsty for headlines.
Abby, you have the floor. Tell us what's your response.
I don't even know who that is, first of all. Second of all, I am giving back to the community. That's what I'm here to talk about. And as far as private messages, I only elaborated on what I DM'd Todd, not what he said back to me. Mm-hmm. I was telling him some things. That was it.
There you go.
That was it. I was asked those questions, so I answered them. It wasn't like I just went out there and trumped up all this, publicity. That's not the case. I was asked. But I am giving back to the community. I'm involved with Katarinas Club, and Chef Bruno feeds 5,000 children a day. 5,000. Now, I've made a lot of stars. I've helped make their careers, all right? And they're millionaires, multimillionaires. I have other successful kids, over 20 Broadway shows I've had kids in, right? So these are kids, forget about being a millionaire or being in, a Broadway show. These are kids that don't have food at night. They don't have a meal during the day. They don't have housing to live in. And recently, Chef Bruno arranged for 250 families to get into permanent housing. And I am so proud and just honored to be a part of Katarinas Club.
I think that's wonderful. Let's get back to dancing for a second if we can. In a recent video, you said you've never cheated in a dance competition, but you've seen others cheat. So what have you seen? How do you cheat in a dance competition?
You change the ages of the students on stage. So when they're older and presumably better, that's not always the case though, and you change their age to be younger. So when you enter them, they're in the 9-10 category, but if you really add up all their ages, they come out to like 11.5. So they should be in the 11-12 category.
Scoundrels.
Tricky. All right, so you recently teased that something big is coming. Can you elaborate to our DBL Nation?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes. First there's a new podcast coming out, Leave It on the Dance Floor. Whoop, whoop. And a new show. So, Dance Momster?
Oh. So a dance mom's Momster, like mean dance moms, maybe.
All right, so how is this going to be how is this one different this time around?
Well, I'm in charge, number one. It's a lot of the same familiarity that is in dance competitions, in dance training. There's not the same premise or the same format or anything like that. It's new. There's new concepts. There's a lot of things that happened at my studio in Pittsburgh many years ago that I shared with the producers of the old show, and they didn't want anything to do with, somebody's mom making out with somebody else's dad behind the building.
What? That's what was happening behind the scenes?
Yes.
What?
And they really didn't want any part of that. And there's some real honest to God truth things that happened. And the kids that were on the show are now 16 to, let's say, 22, 23 years old. So we're going to have that age range too. You're going to see some familiar faces and also some kids on the cusp of trying to make it professionally, trying to, work in this world. Being an amazing dancer and winning trophies at a competition is one thing. Being a successful, employable working dancer is quite another. So I'm going to be going head to head with those kids without their mothers.
Oh,
all right. Well,
without the moms.
We appreciate you being back here. And the first time you were here, you were talking about the nonprofit Katarinas Club. So tell us, what have you learned about hunger in America since you were last here and since teaming up with them?
Wow, it just goes on and on and on. And since the, pandemic, quarantine, that has all pretty much ended, the need for food is even greater than it ever was. I just don't like to see children hungry. I mean, I deal with kids who have 50 different color leotards and a dance bag that's worth $10,000, worth of shoes and tights and this and that. And here these kids don't have clothes to go to school. They don't have a snack to get after school. Nothing. And that sickens me.
Wow. Well, that's what matters. Good for
appreciate
you.
your hard
Good
work.
for you. D-Mail Nation, Abby's new podcast is out in June. It's called Leave It on the Dance Floor. Also,
my motto.
Really important, visit CatarinasClub.org. A $5 donation can feed a family of 4. Wow. Thank you, Abby.
Big.
We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back.
Thank you so much.